NASSLAF leaders, the zonal leaders, and every other leader here present. My name is High Chief Barrister Emeka Nwala, a legislative aide through the recommendation of my principal, Senator Dr. Orji, the Chief Whip. I'm a staff of National Assembly National Assembly Service Commission. I'm a product of that. My team today is restoring the lost glory of NASSLAF, a task that we must do with me as a leader. The 9th National Assembly is already more than a year after inauguration, having recorded lots of achievements on its own as a legislative body. We all must agree that a greater percentage of these achievements are made possible in the engine room, which is the NASSLAF. The need to place all members of NASSLAF under one umbrella has long been canvassed and encapsulated in a former body, which kick-started and achieved a lot of grounds in the 6th National Assembly when I served this pragmatic body as its vice chairman. From nothing to something, growing through the teething process of putting in place so many germane structures, all aimed at ensuring the improved welfare of all legislative aides in both chambers. We, in the executive, rallied the support of all members within NASS complex and the constituencies to present cohesive and logical requests to the NASS management for consideration and implementation, resulting in what members enjoyed in the 6th Assembly and part of them in the 7th Assembly, while nothing was noticeable in the 8th Assembly. These achievements in form of benefits included the payment of first 28 days allowance, quality duty tour allowance, GTA as we popularly call it, trainings and training allowance, severance allowance, etc. Naturally, there were few presentations and plans that never saw the light of the day, for some reasons, which by the grace of God, we shall strategically handle them in this 9th Assembly. The Congress of 6th Assembly ratified the draft of the Constitution before elections were held. The Constitution is still in use till today, though efforts have been made, tries to amend certain deficient and grade A sections without success. I therefore strongly suggest the convocation of a Congress before elections, as it were during the 6th Assembly, to ratify the draft of the amended Constitution and other germane issues. You see, the leadership, it can also happen in the House. So it's a collective agreement. The issue of DTA that I mentioned, while we had that DTA, I led some of my executives to EFCC. When they wrote petition and took us to EFCC, that we are not supposed to be taking DTA. We went there. They asked us, why are we taking DTA? I say it's captured in the budget. And every member of legislative aid travel. Some travel 10 times in a week. Some travel whatever. But in a collective agreement, because when they said the normal process is when you travel, you process your payment through maybe a director or whoever signs, you take your file from one point to another, you take your money, as it is done in the management. We said no. Our bosses cannot be signing every minute, every day, every week for the travel you make. We collectively agreed to take the money across board. I had to defend it. I said the DTA is our money, and we determine how we travel, we determine how we take the money. Even if it's across board, uniformly, it does not affect anybody. And that was what we enjoyed till 7th Assembly, which nothing was done in 8th Assembly. My philosophy then and now remain boldness, fearless, and forthrightness in going for the right of the people. Whence, it is with driving force that propelled my personal contribution when I was vice chairman to Abdullahi Jabiru, a very active chairman of NASSLAF in the 6th Assembly. Not done with attractive allowances, we engaged the management to regularly pay salaries to aides before their principals and permanent staff between 24th and 26th of each month with pay slips attached. I personally distributed laptops to all aides, starting from secretaries and ending with SAs to principal officers, ensuring that members in diaspora all received theirs as long as they were duly identified by their colleagues. Even the dead received laptops. In your office, for the fact that no replacement after a lost soul, your next of kin is entitled to that your laptop. It's your entitlement. I ensured that. Even at the time they said the batch that has come can only take SLA or one other batch. Another batch will come. I said, no, I will not share until the whole batches are on ground. Then when it was on ground in a month's time, the sharing continued and everybody got the laptops. Having run a successful administration in the 6th Assembly, I keenly watched the succeeding administrations of the 7th and 8th Assemblies and made bold to say that a lot went wrong, and we all as members were ultimate losers. Salaries were delayed, allowances were deprived and denied. Training became stories and non-issues, as the main motive was stifled. To worsen matters, Congress was muzzled to lose its cohesion and voice. Alas, the center could not hold as things fell apart. The issue of holding Congress is necessary every quarter. Even if rumors are heard, you have to have Congress and dispel the rumor, or you say the truth. People need to know what is happening. During our time, we are having quarterly Congress, but I don't think we have held any Congress for some years now. It is bad. When you have nothing to hide, you have to have Congress. Let the people know. Before I present my agenda, my agenda, may I first acknowledge and appreciate the role of the leadership of the National Assembly, led by His Excellency Senator Dr. Ahmed Lawal and His Excellency Right Honorable Femi Bajambiamela, Speaker of the House of Representatives, for their unquantifiable roles in ensuring the recovery and payment of 8th Assembly severance package of aids. Because that money was already gone. With this existing relationship and exhibition of their good hearts, I believe and know that they will still extend the same gesture to us. My agenda. Nature makes room for turnaround and for nature leader to redirect the drifting entity. In such situation, a leader is expected to be fully equipped to shoulder the big task. I, High Chief Emeka Nwala, present myself to you, distinguished members of NASSLAF, as a groomed, experienced, and committed member, equipped with all it takes to move the NASSLAF from its comatose state to a pragmatic and enviable body that all members will be proud of without mincing words. I state that I have since 2002 that I entered National Assembly to date without disruption, being an active member of NASSLAF. In the course of this journey, I have served in an official and have been a floor member, and therefore have established very viable contacts in NASS that no office, I repeat, no office is too big for me to access presently. I am presently cutting a robust relationship with the offices of the leadership of National Assembly, even as I enjoy the listening ear of my principal, who on his part is one with a knack for people's welfare. I assure you that with their assistance, I shall within a record time redirect the course of NASSLAF movement, recovering the lost glory of NASSLAF, DTA, 28 days, training, and other entitlements will be returned. My administration will interface with management with a view to seeking upward review of our allowances and other packages. We shall encourage aides to own houses by arranging with relevant authorities in FCDA, Federal Mortgage Bank, and management to facilitate their projects. We shall also introduce car loans of not more than 1 million for interested aides. These were what we had in the 6th Assembly, and I knew why it failed, because of short of time and because of one or the other two things. But I've gotten the modalities to achieve it. We shall also interface with management to ensure that the welfare of aides as well as their training are to be given priority attention. The establishment of internal training will be inaugurated in partnership with National Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies, NASS, to ensure that members remain marketable even beyond night assembly, in subsequent assembly, and other spheres. As espoused earlier, constitution amendment will be seriously tackled to give a legal backing to such areas where lacuna that deserve attention are identified. The issue of constitution is always very important. The issue of constitution, it appears that we don't even operate on it. Because if we operate on the constitution, I don't see the reason why deduction of money should be made without recourse to constitution. It's very important. we shall consider the deduction of ACE money to run association, as we intend sourcing funds through management, or worse, reduce the deduction to the barest minimum. However, welfare of ACE will not be compromised, because the issue of deducting 5,000 naira, 4,000 naira, 3,000 naira, if you calculate it in 4 years, you should know how much it is. We ran this administration in 6th Assembly without any deduction. Even if deduction should be made, I don't think it should be more than between 100 naira to 500 naira. And you still achieve everything you want to achieve. Another point, please. I intend to strengthen zonal meetings to ensure full participation. Present myself and assure you that you are in safe hands as I see the association recovering its lost glory, now with me in the saddle and with this present NASS leadership. Join me in this journey of recovery. Together we shall achieve it, because a golden fish has no hiding place. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I enjoin you all to hold me strongly by my words as I promise running a transparent and focused administration that will leave its name in the sands of time in the history of NASSLAF. Let us eschew sentiments and rally around the people's choice, and nobody will regret it. Wishing you a prosperous year as we labor together to restore the dignity of NASSLAF. Thank you for your time, and God bless you. I remain High Chief Emeka Nwala. And I thank you all for listening. Thank you.
Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Are we happy with what we just heard?